Anthony J. Gonzalez today of Byrd and Gonzalez Law Firm. He also owns Tigers World Tampa. We're gonna bring him up here in a second. I hope everybody is doing well throughout this episode. If you guys have any questions or comments, please write them below. If you want to get any further live updates from our shows or our episodes, you want to click on and you want to click on there so that you want to receive all the live notices. So, anyways, let's bring on Anthony J. Gonzalez up here. Let's bring him on the show. Let's welcome him. He'll be on here in 1 second. Mr. Anthony, how are you doing today, sir?
Joe, I'm as good as a man deserves to be.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. But just like everybody else, kind of maneuvering the little the little hurdles that we've been dealing with and what have you, trying to keep everything moving forward.
Gotcha. Yeah, things are quite different than they were a couple weeks ago, for sure.
Oh, it's no longer daily. It's almost hourly now.
Yeah. So, you know what? Let me ask you a question. This just popped up in my head. You being a lawyer and all, and I'm sure that you've seen, I mean, not seen, but heard some of the new things that they're actually putting into place. So with these new tax incentives or this tax break or these checks that they're going to be sending out, did they say anything about how long it's going to be before we get the stimulus package?
Joe, as far as I know, right now the House has not passed their version. The House has not passed what the Senate passed last night. So to be honest with you, I think right now it's just all kind of speculation as to what's going to happen. I think there's fundamentally people understand, but the mechanisms for getting the money, whether it's going to be direct deposit, those kind of things for people. I know there's an income threshold level that's going to be in place that has to do with people making under 75, people making over 75. There is a cutoff.
Right.
There is money available for children, and then there's more importantly, and I didn't know this until I've been listening to the emergency meetings that are taking place in the county, and I didn't know this till County Commissioner Merman stated yesterday that 80% of the businesses in Hillsborough County consist of 20 employees or less. And so that's a big hit. So it's more important. I mean, more importantly, is how do we keep people employed? How do we keep money in their pockets? And how do we keep the businesses staying afloat? Because a lot of businesses are day to day.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure there's a lot of us hurting,
Yep.
myself included.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a sucky situation at the moment for sure.
It most certainly is. And I mean, I'm 62 years old, and I got to be honest with you, I have never remembered anything like this, even with hurricanes and other situations that we've had. It's just been, it's turned everything. I mean, if you think about it, in January, we were all having a good time celebrating the Super Bowl, doing all these kind of wonderful things. The economy seemed to be moving forward really well, and all that kind of stuff. And now it's all of a sudden like a big hole just sucked everybody up.
Yeah. Um, that's I asked my parents. My parents are a few years older than you are, and I asked them that same question. I asked them, Mom, Dad, have you guys ever seen or been through anything like this before? Have you guys ever experienced anything similar to this? I remember my mom telling me the only thing that she remembers somewhat similar when she was a little girl living in Cuba, kind of like the grocery stores not having stuff, but
Yeah.
not to the extent. I mean, even though we don't have toilet paper in the stores and there are some stuff missing, there, it wasn't the same as when she grew up. There was, grocery stores that literally have nothing, but that's the only thing that she could think of that had some type of similarity.
Well, yeah, this whole, and I hate to use the toilet paper example, but that's all we got to live with is that what have we learned over the last couple of weeks is that the grocery stores haven't closed,
Right.
but people went on a panic buying spree, buying up toilet paper and other items like that. And, little by little, maybe some stuff's getting out there, but the grocery stores are still up and running.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're going to see grocery stores closing. I mean, so there was a lot of, or I should say, at least a lot of panic buying when it came to toilet paper and other cleaning type of products, which that I can understand. But then in the big scheme of things, we got to remember that there are people, older people, for example, that don't have the ability to get up every day and go to the grocery store or the CVS, Walgreens to get their stuff, and they may be doing that without a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah, and that's pretty rough, man. That's pretty bad. I will say this: I went to the Publix near me. I'm out here in Zephyrhills, right outside of Tampa, and I was very surprised. I actually needed water, not for me or my family. I needed some distilled water from my saltwater tank, my fish tank, and
Uh-huh.
because everybody's buying out the water, I can't find it. And I actually found on the water aisle in Publix they had a ton of water. I was very surprised about that. Have you have
Yes.
you have you seen any water come back to the store?
Well, not, but you know where we found some things is some of the smaller Spanish bodegas have had items in there, and you know they're not price gouging or anything like that, but they've had things, and we've found stuff in those smaller stores. You know, so I guess you just got to be diligent
Right. Look
in
around.
where you're going.
Right. Just look around.
Look around.
So Anthony, you own Tigers World Tampa, a gym.
That's correct.
And so about the law firm.
Yes.
Um, have you had to change anything in the law firm or the gym because of all the recent issues?
Well, the gym. Oh yeah, because the governor by executive order shut down all the gyms. And up until a point, we were trying to operate within the rules that they had given, about 10 people per class, you know, trying to maintain, you know, 6 feet apart and that kind of stuff like that. But ultimately, you know, you can't do that in the big gyms. The big gyms, there's just no way. There's so many people going to the gyms. And honestly, I understand why people were going to gyms. Everybody's so stressed out and
Yeah.
anxiety ridden and that kind of stuff like that. So what do? You exercise, you go to the gym, you do stuff like that. But it wasn't a good thing to do. So the governor shut the gyms down and leaving you to work out in your own home and that kind of stuff. So the gym is totally shut down, and you know we're waiting. I keep threatening my members though that they better not take this as a little vacation, because eventually they will be coming back here. When they do, there'll be no mercy while we get them back in shape. Uh, the law practice, and I'm lucky because my gym and my law practice are in the same building. The gym's on the bottom floor, law practice upstairs. And we started over about a 10-day period, starting to do things such as we eliminated all face-to-face contact with the clients unless absolutely necessary. We let them know we have the ability to email clients. We have the ability to use a text messaging program that we have to reach out to clients, even send them documents to sign. And so we have other things to do. Now, with that said, my part of my practice is criminal as well. So there's some things you can do remotely, and some things you have to at least have a client come in to get some information, that kind of stuff like that. So it's a little, you're feeling it out every day. Not to mention that the courts basically have shut down except for emergency situations. So now we're using a program, Zoom, to
Yeah.
conduct some of the hearings. There's a court call, which is another program to conduct hearings. But for the most part, the courts are pushing back everything not essential back into May right now, pretty close to May. And so yeah, it's been crazy. Now, crazy enough as it is, I still got in the last 2 days I got 2 automobile accident cases. So accidents still happen. So you still have to be available for clients.
So do you specialize in a particular type of law?
Well, my main area of practice is what we call personal injury, which includes car accidents, slip and fall cases, that kind of stuff like that. That's my main area. I've been practicing law 34 years, and the majority of it, you know, in that field. And I do have a criminal practice as well. Where I go to Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco County, that kind of thing like that. But so yeah, my practice is a little mixed bag.
Okay. So if anybody does have an issue or have a problem, they need to get a hold of you, they need a lawyer. How can they get a hold of you?
Well, we are so easy to get a hold of. We use Facebook Direct Messenger. And by the way, the younger people don't like to use the phone for the most part. So they'll reach out to you by text message, direct messenger, that kind of stuff like that, which is fine. We do have a messaging, text messaging program. We have email. We get, you go on my website and you can fill out a form and send in a question, that kind of thing. And the old fashioned way for old timers like me is still to, pick up the phone and call the office. So
That's personally what I like to do. That's my preference. I like to actually talk to somebody. If it's not face
yeah,
to face, I like to at least talk to them over the phone.
right.
That's me. But I remember seeing a couple things. I remember several posts you have put on your Facebook and on the company's Facebook. So I'm not I'm not exactly sure what it is, but you are awarded as a particular type of lawyer, or you have some type of achievement that's more than just a lawyer.
Yeah, in the area what we call civil litigation, civil trial law. I'm a board certified civil trial lawyer. I've been board certified, I want to say back to 1995. What that means is that it's kind of like, okay, so you take your bar exam once you become a lawyer. Then once you've accomplished a certain amount of things, a certain amount of trials, you've handled a certain amount of cases, you get peer review. You get peer review from you get not peer review, but you get review from the judges, and various other things like that. And then you take an examination. It's kind of like a board certified in a doctor setting, similar type of thing. And if you pass that exam, depending on what area of law you've taken that exam in, you're now determined to be board certified by the Florida Bar. My board certification is in civil trial law, and I'm also AV rated by Martindale Hubble, which
That
is
that's what I was thinking of. That's what I was talking
yeah,
about.
sure. Now, Martindale Hubble is another entity which does review. They conduct certain reviews of attorneys, doing very similar to the bar exam. I mean, the board certification, except there's no test to take. It relies mainly on review from your peers, judges, that kind of thing like that. And there's different levels. There's AV rated, BV rated, CV rated. AV rated is the highest rating you can get from that organization, Martindale Hubble.
That's pretty cool. That's why I wanted to bring us. I mean, it sounded like it was something. So it sounds like you know your stuff. That's what they're
But
saying.
you know how it is. The older you get, the more awards you get, but you get a little scared because that means you're closer to the end than you are to the beginning. So,
Guys, again, if you guys have any questions for him, or if you have any comments, please go ahead and write them below. We will answer these questions and respond to these either now or even after this broadcast is not live any longer. Um, so, Anthony,
uh-huh.
on a different note, I've
Yes.
I've set up at festivals all over the Tampa Bay area, and I've seen you come by at a few of them, at quite a few of them actually. Will you mind telling the customer or the crowd here what you think of my flan?
Oh, it's by far the best I've ever had. And I've had your different of your flavors, different festivals or whatever, and it's delicious. I mean, most recently, I think I had the cafe con leche one that you had.
Yeah,
They're all. I don't really have a favorite, but I can tell you that when it comes to flan, it's the best I've had. And I hope
thank you,
my
man.
abuela doesn't. I hope my abuela upstairs doesn't hear that. so, so no.
Hey,
And by the way, you are a hustler, Joe. It don't matter where I go, I see you.
I try, man. I try, especially now. Now I'm down to four. I'm happy to say at least I have four different outlets where my flan is sold.
Ah,
Uh, yeah, four different grocery stores. I got two. I got a 7-Eleven in Ybor City. I have Rolling Oaks over in Tampa, Tampa, South Tampa area. I also have Citrus Food Sorrows Italian Market over. Have you been to Mazzaro's over in St. Pete?
no, I haven't. And
Oh,
my, I don't get over. I keep saying I want to get over to St. Pete, but every time I say that, there's more and more stuff to do here in Tampa, and I just don't get over there. And it's not because I don't want to go over there. It's just that,
busy.
you know,
Well,
go ahead.
no, I said because you're busy.
Yeah, I try to stay that way. You know, no, being a small businessman is a wonderful thing, as you well know,
Yeah.
but it comes with a lot of heartache too, and a lot of hard work.
Yep.
You know, if all you had to do, Joe, was make flan, that was your thing. Think how much a lot easier your life is. But that's not just all of it. I mean, you can look at you. You're doing marketing. You're
That,
getting out
that's
there hustling.
that is one small thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
One
one
small
small.
one small part of the puzzle.
Amen. And for same thing for a lawyer, you know, you're a lawyer, you're a businessman, you're a this, you're a that, you're a marketer. Same thing with me in the gym. I mean, the gym is my outlet for stuff. I love the gym. I mean, I work hard all day. Coming to the gym, I teach 9 cardio fitness classes during the week, and I feel and it's what keeps me feeling, you know, invigorated and ready to keep going.
Yeah, you're definitely in good shape.
Thank you.
Better shape than
Thank
I
you.
am for sure.
So I always tell people, you know, it's never too late. You know, the way our program is set up in the gym is basically a work at your pace program. So you come in and you do similar exercises to everybody else, but you're doing it at a different pace and a different level. My job is to make sure that you're making progress. And so, you know, everybody says that I yell, but I'm not really a yeller. I'm a motivational speaker. And some people need more motivation than the others, but you know, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some of your videos of you going back and forth with the punches. So some of those girls that you have that are there, I mean,
Oh yeah. So let me
they're
tell
just
you, the guys are tough, but watch out for the ladies in my gym
yeah.
because they're vicious.
Yeah,
And if you watch them do
I'm
mitts,
telling you, I see it. Box,
yeah.
boxing is one of my two favorite sports ever.
Mhm.
Boxing. But I just don't like watching soccer too much, especially now.
Yeah,
Uh,
they
I don't know if you're a soccer fan or not, but
yeah, I know. Nah, man, honestly, I'm really not. I'm football guy, MMA guy. You know, boxing I don't watch as much as I used to because my partner in Tigers Wold Tampa, Joe Valdez, he owns a professional MMA organization called Real Fighting Championships. So he kind of converted me into an MMA guy years ago, and you know he hasn't been doing the shows now, but I turned into an MMA guy, and that's what I watch. So
yeah, that's good stuff for sure.
good stuff, good stuff. And you know, so I got guys, you know, hey, a lot of a lot of West Tampa fixtures coming here. Tony Morihong, although he's running for county commissioner and he's trying to keep, he's got his physical limitations on with some stuff going on, but he comes in here where, a matter of fact, that nickname I got because of him, and now I can't live it down because I got people I run to in the street know me by my nickname but have no idea what my real name is.
El Tigre Blanco.
Yeah, yeah, you're that white tiger guy, right? But they
Yeah,
have no idea what my name is.
yeah.
So
Talking about Tony Morihong, he's going to be on our show tomorrow.
awesome. Tony is a childhood friend of mine, and he's going to make a great county commissioner, and we're all behind him. He got started a little late on it, so we're pushing him even more. And unfortunately, this coronavirus thing has pretty much shut people, kind of shut people down. Another guy I'm supporting, Danny Alvarez for judge. They're pretty much all in the same thing because right now the what's going on in the community is actually way more important than politics and that kind of stuff. That's why I said I'm a very political guy. I guess by nature, but when it comes to what's going on right now, that takes precedent over other stuff. I mean, I try to watch what's going on with the county commission, city council, our mayor. It's not easy. It's not
Yeah.
easy, but there's been a lot of conflicting signals sent out, and and I know they're doing the best they can. I mean, who the hell did the mayor of Tampa actually take this job knowing that a worldwide pandemic was going to sweep through the city of Tampa? Hell no.
No,
But
and
I think she's doing
I was going to say I can't imagine what she's going through, having just
right.
got this job not too long ago.
Yeah,
I mean, she's a tough woman because of her previous job, but
sure.
still, who would have ever thought? There's no way she would have ever thought that, and this being put on her plate, so at such an early state in her or stage in her being a mayor, that's gotta be pretty rough.
Yeah, and I mean, she's a solid person. I mean, I went to school with Jane at the University of Tampa. That's where we both graduated from, and I've kind of followed her career from afar. Police chief, she's worked her way up the ranks, but you just can't. It's really hard to prepare somebody for this. Same thing with the county, the county commission, whatever, and all you can do is kind of rely on what the experts are saying and this kind of one thing or another. It did bother me, here, we're all trying to quarantine, stay safe, all that wonderful stuff, but we got people from other states who are in hot areas where like New York, for example, that are still coming in to the state of Florida. So it kind of bothered me thinking, I'm quarantining, but I could be coming at some point into contact with one of these folks that may not be quarantining. So
No, a really good friend of mine Derek, who actually helps me out with most of the stuff I do here. He is working as well with a different company. Is what he focuses at the moment. Not his main focus job, being that we are down to 4 different locations to sell our flan. Anyway, his position, I'm not going to give out any personal information, but definitely earlier today, he told me that he had several pilots come in from New York. They had to drive over to a hotel, because where they were staying. And like you just finished, from different places, you can look that up.
yeah.
How can you control it? I don't even know what you would do.
Yeah, I mean, so the county emergency group there, they including the mayor, just issued a stay at home order, which still allows you to go to work, still allows you to do some things, but when you're not doing those things, you need to be home. But then
Right.
again, you're quarantining, and there's other people coming in from other states that are kind of not doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
And sooner or later, you're going to run into one of those folks over at Publix or wherever it is you go shop, or CVS or Walgreens. And does that start the whole process all over? So that's what I'm saying. It's not easy decisions for these folks in government. I understand that. Hell, even at the federal level, it's not easy for them. I mean, they can rely on the experts and this kind of stuff. At the same time, they're balancing that against putting out, like I said, when I said at the beginning that 80% of our businesses in Hillsborough County consist of 20 people or less. A lot of those people, no matter what the government might have available to them, will never restart again. They just can't. And so it's a balancing act, and God bless them for trying. And we just need to cooperate with them. I mean, the spring break thing really pissed me off, and I don't care what young people think. They need to think. That's the point. And they weren't thinking. And you still see guys playing basketball out there, contact, that kind of stuff like that, and they're not thinking.
Yeah.
And so, you know,
I definitely agree with you. As much as you or I, would like to have taken advantage of a spring break and come down here to Florida or wherever and enjoy the beaches, and just have fun no matter how you are. It just was not the right decision right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
You can
Listen,
always
when
do
you're
it. You
when you're
can
in your 20s, when you're in your 20s, the fact that you may have to wait 1 year to go to spring break,
right,
big freaking deal, right?
right,
So what? You miss one spring break. I mean, I do feel bad for the kids that are in high school that are missing graduations and that kind of stuff like that, but it just is what happened. It just is what it is.
yeah, it's definitely a crappy situation, and wish things were different. I'm sure everybody wishes things were different, but under the circumstances,
Mm-hmm.
you really want to take this stuff serious, so that way it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't. So you don't have several people in your own family that are getting sick or worse.
Yeah.
You control this stuff as soon as you can.
And people do, I was born at the Central Spanion Hospital, and I grew up for the most part in Ybor City, and then moved to West Tampa. And the ethic that was put into me was supporting the local people. My grandmother used to shop. My mother used to shop at a small bodega on 15th Street, not far. That's the kind of things we did. And now
Right.
here we are in West Tampa with a lot of small businesses, and I still tell people, look, man, they're doing walk-in, takeout type service. Frequent them. I mean, McDonald's is going to live on forever. Burger King's
Yeah,
going to live on forever, but the small guy, the flan makers, the Cuban restaurants, the little guys like that, every dollar you put into their pocket during this time is big for them.
right. It is, and you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I'm definitely taking a beating for sure right now.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it's crazy. Some of the the big restaurant companies and theme parks and stuff. I mean, I've lost all that. I know it's momentary. I know things will pass, but
Mm-hmm.
that hurt. No, that
That
hurt.
hurts. Yeah, because the the thing is the unknown, and a lot of people jumped on what the president said the other day about starting up by Easter, but I think the concept was there may be some areas of the country that can start back up because they're coronavirus free, and if they follow the CDC rules about 6 feet apart, 10 feet, 10, no more than 10 people. Those areas of the country may be able to get up and running again and at least get some momentum going again. And then again, New York or even Tampa may not, I don't think is going to be ready for anything like that in April. So the naysayers are the ones that really need to take a big cup of shut the hell up, because they're people that jump on these things rather than simply looking at what they are, what's trying to be accomplished. And at this point right now, I mean, if a small county in North Dakota can start back up come Easter because they're coronavirus free, why shouldn't they start back up?
Right.
But as long as they're following the rules in place.
And
And
and let me ask you your opinion on this. Now you're saying this, I'm thinking. So let's say we have only a couple cases in a couple different states, and 3 months from now, mostly everybody's corona free, COVID-19 free, whatever you want to call it.
uh,
So what happens if those people start to reinfect and then it just blows up again?
well, yeah, and that's the whole point. I mean, if I understood what the that Dr. Fauci said, that's it seems to be the expert that everybody's relying on, is that we can expect to see this again next year. Now, hopefully by next year there'll be some type of vaccine. There may be some medical treatments available, but this isn't a one and done thing. And so, yeah, I think the possibility for reinfection is going to be there. Like I said, Tampa could begin to bring its cases down, but people coming from another community coming here and start up. I mean, I just realized, today that, or I think it was yesterday, I saw that the, TPD has cases within the department, and God bless the healthcare providers, the doctors, nurses, ambulance people, paramedics, all them, that are involved in all this for risking themselves, every
And their
day.
families.
So,
And their families.
yeah, I'm sorry.
I said risking themselves and their
Ri-
families.
right, and they do it every day, and they go on, and so thankfully we have them, but some of them are going to get infected. I mean, it's just the nature of what's going on right now. So I don't know.
I don't
Seems
know.
to
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I mean, it seems to be a virus that really affects the older folks, that are, over 60 with diabetes, high blood pressure, all those kind of those issues, cardiac issues. It seems to affect them way harder than it does anyone else. So we need to make sure those folks, staying away. I mean, we're people should just stay away from them. FaceTime them, go to the window, knock on the window, talk to them, whatever, but don't go in their house.
Like we're doing here. As much as I wish I could be there,
Exactly.
as much as I wish I
Exactly.
could be here be there with you and be sharing one of my flans with you, I
Yeah.
can't.
Wait, how about it, Joe? That was the original concept,
That was
right?
the original concept.
We were
Yes.
gonna get together, and I was gonna,
Yes.
that was gonna be my pay, and I got cheated out of a flying. But when this is over, don't worry, I'm gonna hit you up.
I'll take care of you, man.
So, but
You got that.
yeah, we just have to adapt, man. We just no, there's no other way around it.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, in the meantime, for those older folks that I'm talking about, they need to get themselves in shape. Get off the couch. Get off the couch. You can walk. You can get on a treadmill. You can ride a bike. You can do a whole lot of things. I get friends. My friends tell me this stuff all the time. Oh man, I can't do what you do. I go, yeah, but can you walk? Can you pick up a set of 3-pound weights? and do some exercises, some curls, some military prep. Can you do that? Oh yeah. I go, well, why don't you do it? Right? Because the better shape you're in when you face something like this, the more chances are you're going to have a more successful result. Don't mean you're gonna it's going to wind up good, but you got a better chance.
Yeah.
Bring
And so I'm trying to take advantage of the situation, and being now that I have more time, I've actually in the last week I've definitely changed the way that I eat, and I'm definitely exercising more weight, and I want to continue. I'm not just sit there and eat
Amen.
and eat and eat, you know,
Yeah,
because
because
like
there's a
what
lot
you
of that.
said, yeah,
There is a lot of that anxiety, stress eating going on right now. People sitting home, munching on chips, watching the news as to what's actually going on, that kind of stuff like that. And what happens is you wind up putting on 5-10 pounds during it, because nobody really knows how long this is going to last.
yeah, yeah.
So
And I agree with you 100%. If you're the stronger you are physically and of course mentally, you'll definitely be able to fight off anything, any type of anything.
amen.
Uh,
When you're working out and you're developing a better cardio system and you're losing weight, guess what typically goes down? Things like blood pressure.
right.
If you have diabetes, you're burning glucose while you're working out. There's good things that happen from working out. You're bringing your stress level down. I always tell the ladies, think about what their husband or boyfriend has done to them during the day and hit the bag. And sometimes I think they're going to rip the bags off my rack over here. But that relieves stress. There's a whole lot of good stuff that goes along with that.
So now that you just said glucose, what are your thoughts on like the keto diet and stuff like that?
Man, I never listen. I never use the word diet, okay?
All
Because
right.
people fall off of diets like they fall off a bicycle. It's just gonna happen. When people ask me what's the best thing to do, I tell them very simply, look, I follow what's called the single item rule. And if what you're going to put in your mouth consists of a single item, think about it. If you're going to eat a lean piece of chicken, what is that? Single item. If you're going to eat a tomato, single item. If you're going to eat, making yourself a salad with spinach and carrots, all those things are single item. Where do you get into trouble at? You get into trouble when you put that processed salad dressing on that salad, right? Because your body doesn't know what to do with those chemicals and that kind of stuff. But what should you be putting on it? Balsamic vinegar, single item. Olive oil, single item. So if you eat that way, Joe, and that's how I eat most of the time, uh, you're gonna do good. Look, you go to the grocery store. Look at how the grocery store is set up. All the stuff in the grocery store that's good for you is on the outside aisles of the grocery store. And if you shop on the outside and stay away from the inside, you're going to be getting foods that are good for you. And when you learn to eat that way, that allows you then on your Saturday to have your cheat days. Hell, I eat pizza. I love pizza. On Friday mornings, I have my café con leche, pan tostado, everything at West Tampa Sandwich Shop. But I pay for it, the rest of the week, eating good. So
Wow. Yeah, you're eating whole food, man. That's what you're doing.
yeah, I even proved that you can go to a Cuban restaurant and eat good. You don't have to have the arroz and frijoles with everything you eat, right? You can get you can get a piece of chicken with some string beans and a salad. So you don't have to go all carved out. When you go to one of those restaurants.
Right. It's hard, man. I love my arroz con frijoles negro, bro. Oh my
There
gosh.
you go. Listen, so I do this so then on that Saturday I can have my flan, uh, you know, that I've been waiting to have. So that's why I do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I get it. I've been doing things the wrong way for a long time, and now I've definitely I promised myself. I mean, I just turned 40, so I turned 40 in September. So I gotta change the way I do things. I'm not getting younger.
And you can do it, brother. You can do it.
Yeah, I believe.
Uh,
I know that. I believe it. I know
yeah.
myself. When I put my mind to something, I do it.
When I get people, because we do a lot of cardio. Our thing is cardio based, right? So people come in here. Some of them have been weightlifting and all that stuff, and they'll they got to look good. They got some muscle in this thing. But cardio training is something totally different than anything you'll do. And when you start doing cardio training, muscles don't mean any, that muscle don't mean anything to you, right? So it's a process of beginning to build oxygenated muscle where you can work out, pump oxygen into those muscles. Your heart, your lungs, your heart, everything is working much more efficiently, and you
Yeah.
can go. And I got people come in here. They start out of class 15, 20 minutes. They're tired already, and they go, I don't know if I can do this. I go, look, give it 10 days. Give it 10 days, and they'll come in, two, three, four times during that 10 day period. And then all of a sudden they said, you know what, this is getting a little easier. They go, you damn right it is. And now that it's getting a little easier, now each time you come in, maybe you go just a little bit harder. And you do, instead of doing 10 jumping jacks, maybe you do 12. And instead of doing, because we do push-ups from our knees in here, instead of doing 10 push-ups, maybe you do 12. And you just keep picking your game up little by little. And you'll be surprised. In 3 months, you transform your body.
Yeah, you're a different person.
Oh, yeah.
I know a while back ago, and I don't even remember. I don't even know how I gained so much weight, but I gained quite a bit of weight, and I was tired, and I went to Bally's back in the day.
Uh-huh.
Uh, yeah, and I met a trainer there and helped me out. I didn't think anything was going to happen, but man, if you really do like what you're talking about, and you just eat properly, and you just really work yourself and do the cardio, you lose weight in 10 weeks. I worked my butt off. Before
Mm-hmm.
work, I would go to the gym, do cardio. When I
Yep.
left work, I would go to the gym, do cardio, and do weightlifting. And I did that 5 days a week for 10 weeks, and I lost 55. And I was eating. I was eating more then than I had
Absolutely.
before.
Well, and that's what I tell people about weight, because a lot of people come in and they get a little bit, they've worked out maybe a month and they haven't dropped any weight. I go, forget about the scale. How are your clothes fitting you? Right? Because you're coming in, you're getting rid of fat, and you're replacing it with lean muscle. Well, that muscle is more dense. It's going to weigh more. And so there may be a period of time where you're building that muscle and you go, damn, I'm not losing any weight. But guess what? You're getting into those pants that you couldn't wear for 2 years.
Right.
So don't scale watch.
Yeah, and
Don't
that's
scale.
that's hard for a lot of, that's hard for a lot of people because that's what you primarily I guess rate or that's what you primarily that's what how you're gonna see whether or not you're losing weight is just by the weight itself.
Yeah, amen, man. If you're relying on that scale and you're scale watching, you're going to demoralize yourself, because you get on the scale in the morning, then you get on the scale in the evening, and then you get back on in the morning, and you're looking for what? Minute changes in your weight. It doesn't happen that way.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen. Now, you could do a keto diet or some crazy thing like that, and then all of a sudden, people erupt, and you see them real skinny after the keto diet, and then you see them 6 months, and you go, "Hey, what the hell happened?" It looked like they put back on 20 pounds, because they can't stick with that kind of stuff. And I wouldn't either. I couldn't do it myself.
Yeah.
And so there's a different flavor diet for every book. The weight loss industry in this country is one of the biggest money making industries in the world, in the world.
I've
But
heard
here's
that.
the thing: you don't have to spend all that money on these programs that people put you on. You just don't have to. Hard work is all it takes. Discipline and some hard work. So,
Well, you guys heard it from the best. Mr. Anthony J. Gonzalez from Tigers World Tampa.
yeah. So,
Hey, I appreciate it. If there's, again, everybody out there, if you guys have any questions or comments for either one of us, please write it below. We will respond either now or after.
absolutely, Joe. Hey, and all I want to say is to my fellow Hillsborough County and City of Tampa residents is, man, do the right thing. You know what the right thing is, but at the same time, you got to do a little exercise. You got to do some things to keep your mental health, because
Yes.
mental health through this whole thing is going to be real important. Don't vegetate in your house. Walk around your house, do some jumping jacks, do some stuff, get out in the sun, feel better, and we're all going to get through this.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it's going to be, because that's what we do as Americans. We get through shit.
Yeah. And this is not forever. This is not going to last forever.
Amen.
So, like you said, get out there and do stuff. I know I am. I'm doing a lot more stuff because of this. So I'm spending more time outside in the backyard, trying to do more
Yep.
stuff with kids and stuff like that for sure.
Amen, brother. Amen. So
All right, Anthony. I really appreciate your time. I greatly appreciate it. Please stay safe. Thank you very much again for being on the show.
it,
Um,
it
and
was awesome, Joe. Don't forget, save me one of those flongs.
I was just about to say, I promise you, when this is all over, I will take you a fly.
All right, brother.
One of these flavors.
Hey, I tell you what was that? There was one you had the other day that I tried. That was that mango. You still had that mango one?
I make a mango in the middle for sure. Absolutely.
Damn, that was good.
Have you tried the guava and cream cheese, the guava
Oh,
queso?
that's the other one I was thinking about. Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
Good stuff.
Woo.
Good stuff, man. So yeah, I'll have to bring you that. I've been playing around and doing some off the wall crazy stuff. Some stuff I've posted about. A lot of stuff I haven't.
Right.
Did you get a chance to see the thing that I did with the ancient flan?
Say it again, Joe.
Did you get a chance to see what I did with the ancient flan?
No, I didn't. I didn't see that.
Man, I actually during the New Year's I was in Washington D.C.
Uh huh.
and I went and I met a ancient food specialist, a world-renowned ancient food specialist, and I met with the oldest and longest employee for the Library of Congress. I messed up the first time and said she's the oldest employee. I believe
Uh
she
huh.
is because she's the oldest, longest working employee
Uh
uh,
huh.
the Library of Congress. And we went through some stuff that they said that they haven't shown in over 50 years. Sitting down where not many people go, and I actually had my hands on a book. There was compiled of there was combined recipes in there of between 500 BC all the way to 500 AD.
Uh
So you
huh.
have a 1,000-year span of recipes that made up this book. And
Damn.
I was able to hold this book in my hand and like look through the recipes, and it was just something out of this world. And one of the recipes that I actually did was a recipe that was in there that was like 490 something BC, and it was flan. It was where it was one of the first recipes ever made, or actually the first recipe that we know of
Uh
that was
huh.
written down on something that you can actually follow. And I made that flan at my house. It was crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, man,
Awesome.
crazy.
That's great. That's great. That's a
Yeah.
great story.
Well, I'll bring you one of those when I come by and give you some flan. I'll bring you one of my ancient flans.
Awesome, Joe. Sounds great.
Thanks again, brother. I appreciate it.
Uh huh.
Thank you very much. And
All right.
I'll see you soon.
Okay. Real good, Joe. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, guys. That was a interesting interview. Awesome. A lot of really good information from Anthony. Um, he's an awesome person, an awesome guy, great lawyer. And the people at his gym, the videos that, like I was talking to you guys before, the videos that I saw of him and some of the people there, some of the ladies there at the gym, man, they kick butt. I've seen them, going at it either in a punching bag with him holding up the gloves and stuff. And I know I couldn't go as long as they did or they do for sure. So, anyways, so tomorrow I'm gonna have um, Tony Morejon. He out of the Tampa area in the Tampa Bay area. He's actually worked with the county and with the city for over 3 decades. The man is absolutely amazing. He's a community leader. He's a very, very good-hearted person. I mean, he's helped out countless people in the community, in the Hispanic community, and businesses throughout the area. So we're going to have him on. He's actually running for county commission, and we'll talk to him about that tomorrow, and of course his take on everything. Again, guys, please, if you have any questions, comments, or if there's anybody in particular you'd want to see me interview or have to ask questions, please write that in the comments below, and I will get back to you. I will respond to you, and so will my guest on these episodes. Thanks for staying with me, and you guys stay safe out there. Be careful, and just use common sense, guys. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.